The $105 billion lifeline for the economy as the Reserve Bank and Morrison government try to prevent a recession. That lifeline is coming.
Let's go live now to political reporter Trudy McIntosh. The Treasurer says more action is coming and the rhetoric has completely changed, hasn't it, this week, Trudy? The government, the RBA, is willing to throw everything at this.
Yeah, the banks now will be flushed with billions of dollars of this cash as the government and Reserve Bank align their policies now. This was the big announcement yesterday afternoon, $105 billion, all designed to try and keep banks lending as they go through this crisis. $90 billion by the Reserve Bank for the big banks to make sure they lend to small business, $15 billion or so from the federal government for the more smaller lenders. As you say, there's really been an escalation, though, in the rhetoric we've seen from the Prime Minister and the Treasurer, willing to throw almost everything in the kitchen sink at this issue. The Prime Minister talking about the need to get Australians across this bridge, as he's liking to refer it now, with this second wave of stimulus we know due to be announced in the coming days. The Treasurer making it very clear this morning on Sky News that Australians need to brace for a very prolonged period ahead.
Both the government and the RBA are aligned on doing what it takes to support Australian jobs and businesses. But as for the duration of this challenge, Laura, to paraphrase Winston Churchill, this is not the beginning of the end, it's merely the end of the beginning, and there is a long way to go.
And Trudy, Qantas, well, it's rejected calls for the government to consider nationalising its rival Virgin.
Yeah, Pete, Alan Joyce making it very clear this morning that he would rail against any move that would see the federal government nationalise Qantas's biggest rival, Virgin. There's obviously a lot of doubt in the air over the viability of Australia's two major airlines as the travel ban really takes hold on their business model. The government earlier this week announced a $715 million lifeline package, as it was termed at the time, but there is a realisation now that even that may not be enough to help support these businesses. But Alan Joyce, speaking on Sky News this morning, makes it very clear that Qantas needs to be treated fairly.
When good companies have managed their position very well, the government should let them manage their way through this and not look after the badly managed companies that have been badly managed for 10 years, that have resulted in them being very weak. Picking winners and losers like that is not what the government is about. It shouldn't be what the Australian government is about. It shouldn't be what this economy is about.
Alan Joyce would have got some reassurance, though, the Treasurer this morning on Sky News, saying that right now the focus of the government isn't on bailing out and nationalising these sort of businesses.
Yet.
Trudy,
Trudy, thank you.